with Brandon.burks. Today's guest is a two-time Daytime Emmy winner for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama for As the World Turns. You can currently binge him on Netflix in Tales of the City and Stranger Things. He won hearts on the stage in his portrayal of Larry Murphy in the Tony and Grammy-winning musical Dear Evan Hansen. Welcome, Michael Park.
See, I knew. How are you, beautiful boy?
Hi, Mr. Park. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. I'm good. As well as I can be in these streets, you know?
Yeah, it's struggle's real, baby.
The struggle's real, baby. So, tell me, Daddy Park After Dark, what were you doing?
I think we got a hook on something.
We do.
Dead Park After Dark.
We could have a whole merch line. I think it would sell like hotcakes. Think about it.
Yeah, to at least 3 people. My wife being one of them. What am I doing? I don't know. I'm sitting, like I do every day. I'm just like sitting in a corner waiting for this to end.
Right.
I'm doing a lot of shit around the house, though.
That's good.
Which is kind of nice.
I have a DIY moment happening myself. I've painted my whole room.
Yeah.
I put up shelves.
It looks fantastic.
Thanks.
And I love it. You did this in your own little corner so people can see. You're giving the illusion of a studio and everything else. It's kind of great.
Thanks. So tell me, what were you doing when theater everything really went to a halt? But were you rehearsing for anything? Like, what were you doing?
I'm putting my glasses back on so I can actually focus on you.
Oh.
And I know this really, elevates the Daddy Park thing. I just came off of doing Next to Normal.
Right.
In D.C. where we met.
Yes.
And I was getting ready to go into a reading of Jack and Diane.
Okay.
The John Cougar Mellencamp musical. And I was waiting, and it was about the 12th, I think. We were supposed to start rehearsals or something like that. And we got news that the reading wasn't going to happen. It was a reading, and I was really excited about it, too, because I'd worked with John before in, I think, The Brothers of Ghostland County is the name of the musical, and it was Kathleen Marshall who's going to be directing it, so I was kind of excited about it,
Yeah.
But that, small price, just a reading, but it was going to be fun. It was going to take up some time and some, brain muscles.
Right.
But it's a small price to pay to say goodbye to that, in order for people to stay, healthy and safe.
Yeah.
What about you?
I was in the middle of Love Life at City Center.
Oh.
Yeah, so we were getting ready to do our designer run, and we kind of knew Playbill had just posted something during our lunch break, and so we kind of knew what was happening because we couldn't go in the room, and so when we came back in, Vicki Clark was like, with a heavy heart, this is our last time doing this, so just give it all you got. This is not over. We'll revisit it. And it was like...
No, is that part of the series?
Yeah, a part of their encore series.
Yeah, those are so much fun to do.
They
Have
are.
you done those before?
And no, that was my first one, and that show hadn't been done in over 70 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was just this really cool thing where the people who own the rights, everyone had come together to make this project kind of soar, and we were like, oh no, no one gets to see this.
Now, how many 70 years ago? How many people of color do you think were in that show?
Because, the crazy thing is I was a part of an African-American quartet, and I think the first time they did it, it was blackface.
No way.
Yeah.
How does that feel? I'm sorry, I'm becoming the interviewer. How does that feel being a part of that show, knowing the history of a certain show like that?
It was very informative.
Yeah.
And it was very inspirational because the messages that were given to people in the 40s still stand. It was talking about, family and women's rights and kind of how people judge before they know, and how economic times really do take a toll on relationships. And we were kind of sitting there this is so current, yet it happened so long ago. So to be in that space where you know, we had black, white, Asian, short, tall, big, small. It was just like the coolest moment to know that we as a people have evolved to tell this story again in a completely different way.
Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah. Wow. That's the heavy stuff, though, too, at the same time.
Yes.
You're talking about some really dark things there, too.
So thankfully, there was a lot of satire sprinkled in, so that people were able to laugh and breathe.
Which even makes it like you're making light of the fact that people are in blackface too. So
right.
It's
yeah.
I don't know. You know.
Yeah.
So it's a good question and a format that should be talked about a little bit more. I think.
So I'm sure it's going to be put up again, and I can't wait for the moment for people to lay eyes on it.
I've only had good times doing encores things. Really, really good times.
They're an amazing team, but you know, it kind of shutting down, and then my other job being a server shutting down, and then I just was sat at home. I was like, how do I continue to create? How do I continue to be myself? And I was like,
I think that's what everyone is kind of doing. We got to make. We're performers, we're creators, so we gotta, it's part of us, and so we always have to look for angles, and not just angles. Look at in order to keep ourselves busy, and to not even just stay viable, but to stay relevant within ourselves.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so it's not about. I could care less about social media and stuff like that. Right. Although my daughter says, "Dad, you gotta post," and I'm like, "Do whatever you want to do. I don't want to." I don't know how much I want to be a part of it. And then I just got on Cameo, and so I'm like, I don't really know if I would like this to do this and or to like take money from people, because that's just not what how I am. And so what I'm doing is I'm teaching using Zoom, teaching through the Actors Playground.
Oh, nice.
New Jersey, and then Broadway Bound Kids just contacted me because I really came up with I love the platform in which that Zoom has created for so many people now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Everything can be better. The whole Zoom thing could be better.
Yeah.
I mean, the delays are a little off. It's not meant to be high definition. Like even our FaceTime right now is far and away so much better than anything on Zoom. So I mean, it's Zoom, but it's connecting so many people, and that's what I've learned. I've learned that to connecting with 40 kids at the same time.
That's so cool.
All go on mute and teach a session is just it helps me. Helps me stay sane.
Yeah. So what school did you go to?
I went to Nazareth College. Where? Nazareth College in Rochester, New York.
In Rochester, New York. And what was your major before you auditioned for that?
Computer graphics.
Really?
And graphic design.
Okay. Do you still do that in your spare time ever for fun?
Well, I do it all the time for projects. When my kids come home from school with a project in mind, I'm like, yeah, I'll take care of it all. Like I am the art director of this project of theirs, and they're like, "You're taking over, Dad. You're too controlling." So, yeah, I still love to dabble in it, but my kids don't want any part of it.
That's cool.
So when I auditioned for that school musical, I got I was a little skeptical because I was like, "Sweetie, they're never gonna cast me. I'm not a music major, I'm not a theater major," and I ended up getting Sky Masterson. So, clearly something was afoot.
That talent was afoot.
Henny. Or just the need,
Yeah.
We all need, and so we're coming up with, new ways to communicate because we need to do it.
Yeah.
And I guess they needed a Sky Masterson for some reason. I don't know.
And so remind me, how old kids? How old?
My son is graduating Northeastern in May 1st, unfortunately.
Online?
They're doing it online.
Oh, wow.
My daughter is, my middle is 20 years old.
Okay.
She's living here. She's getting paid. She's a teacher's aide at BOCES, and she works with developmentally disabled kids. So she's got an income coming in, so that's kind of grace for her.
Okay.
And then my youngest just turned 16 on Sunday.
And I'm imagining doing like a homeschool moment.
She has been dying for homeschool all year. She hates school. She's one of these kids that my classes are filthy. She's been dying for homeschool all year, and so this is a dream for her. She's like the sweet buddy, it's great, and she's thriving, which is interesting. But I can't imagine a lot of people who are super social feeling the same way. Yeah. And I was one of those super social people.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me some favorites. What's your favorite color?
Orange.
Orange.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people say orange. Yeah. I like that.
Well, look at above you. That is my color, orange.
I like what it adds to a room or an outfit. It's just because not a lot of people use
pops.
it. Yeah.
Too much though.
Is a mess.
Never good.
Favorite genre of music?
It changes. It changes. Depends on the mood.
Okay.
There's no favorite there.
Okay.
It's all inclusive.
Great.
And you've got from Tangerine Dream to James Taylor to the Jonas Brothers to Bob Marley.
What a man got to do.
Lil Nas,
I love that.
But it's the truth.
Yeah.
And Old Town Road, let's be honest, that opened up the genre for so many people of my generation that were like, what the heck is this? So, it sounded great.
Okay.
And then, who doesn't love Jay-Z? So there's all of that stuff.
Wow.
Beyonce. It's just all wonderful stuff. There's a time and a moment for every genre.
All right, Michael Park, what's your favorite Beyonce song? There's so many, I know.
There's so many good ones. All of Lemonade, all of it is so fantastic.
Good answer. All of Lemonade is a good answer.
The entire album.
Good answer.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because it meant something.
Yeah.
There's a story behind it. And a la James Taylor, there's a story behind every one of his songs. And that's why Beyonce kind of like turned the corner for me.
Yeah. I feel like when artists give us something that feels more theatrical or story-driven, it always really connects to other artists and actors immediately because we're like, aha, an arc. I love that. Yeah. So answer me this. What have you learned about yourself while in quarantine?
So many things. What my patience level is.
Okay.
And how to massage that moment where you're about to lose your patience. How to fill a day with things to do so the monotony is stays low.
Yeah.
It's okay to take a breath.
Yeah.
Every once in a while that you don't need to fill the day. I know I'm giving you contradicting things, but we've contradicted ourselves so many times in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What kind of book I like to read is another one. And how peaceful it is without the television on. And to keep it off, because there's no good news on there anyway.
No.
Call me when this shit is over, and we can all move on from there.
Yeah.
But and who to go to for book recommendations? That's another one. So many things. I don't know. Gosh, you know what? When we hang up, I'm gonna think of like a million other things.
I saw you were making bread online. How is your bread?
My bread is great, but there's a huge typo in that bread recipe. I said I said tablespoon instead of teaspoon. And so if you made the bread and your bread is salty and it's because I said 2 tablespoons of salt and not 2 teaspoons. It's supposed to be teaspoons of salt, and it's supposed to be 1.5 teaspoons or half a teaspoon of yeast, not 1.5 tablespoons, because there's no such thing as a half a tablespoon. Okay?
I'm sure there are Michael Park fans out there who ate that bread, and they were like, well, if Michael says it's good, then it's good, right?
I need water. Why do I need water?
Wow. Okay, well, good to know. I will not be indulging in that recipe this time, sir.
No, but it's a great recipe.
Okay.
And it works.
Okay.
Just transfer the tablespoons to teaspoons, please.
I will. The way I was introduced to you in a way that really connected me to you was Dear Evan Hansen. And I listened to the album all the time. And then before I actually saw the show, I started to see clips. And I just felt like the relationship that I had with my dad, I loved being able to see a man trying to connect with someone that was younger, that was also a man. So I loved that moment. And just tell me a little bit about, like, maybe your favorite memory, or what it was like to play that role, or, you know, what it taught you.
That's a huge question, and I'm going to do my best with it.
Okay.
Because, you know, I was invited by Michael Greif to sit in the first table read, and we were told not to read ahead. I think it was Jennifer Laura Thompson and Rachel Bay and Ben. The four of us were the original people at that table read, and when we finished, everyone's in tears. This is not like no one's messing around here. Pascal and Paul were singing and playing the piano, and I realized that Justin Paul plays the piano like a percussion instrument.
Wow.
And I remember he broke a piano string playing the piano. And I was like, these people aren't messing around. The songs were gorgeous and funny and told a story in themselves. And then the book was close to perfection. This is, 5-6 years ago. And I thought, they don't write musicals like this. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how commercial this is, but I know I want to be a part of it. And I'm like, for some reason, I'm the poster child of these kind of musicals, because if you think of Violet, and if you think of Hello Again, and all these really wonderfully written, beautifully sung, gorgeous songbooks, that I really wanted to be a part of Dear Evan Hansen. And so I remember calling and saying, I don't know what's going to happen with this, but please clear the decks if this ever comes up again, and I pray it does, because I want to be a part of it. I mean, if you think about it, Ben, had just done Pitch Perfect at the time.
Right.
He was relatively unknown. And so this was like, can a new musical be put on without a star in it? Do they still make stars? Do musicals still make stars out of people?
Yeah.
And all those questions were answered. And I remember that being a very, very, it's an amazing time. A lot of my stuff didn't change. So I was able to kind of delve into the relationship side of this guy, and how he did not have a relationship with his son, and how he was looking for any kind of excuse to have a relationship with this kid, and had almost nothing in common with him.
Yeah.
As we found out in the Glove song, there was nothing. They didn't share a common ground at all. What they did was they shared the need to kind of the need for a father. He needed a father, and I needed a son, in a way. So we found that place during that song. And and that took a while to figure out. That took a while to figure out how to massage that just right. But it was beautiful. It was, and when it unlocked, and when Ben and I got on stage together, it was just, it was hard not to cry during that, and subsequently hard not to cry when I originally tell him about my son killing himself. Spoiler alert. Because, I have a son.
Yeah.
I have a son, at that time was that age. And, adolescence adolescence is tough, and kids talk to you about a bunch of different things, and the subject of suicide has come up more than once, and you feel for these kids, you do. And as a caring human being and a father of 3 caring human beings, it's tough to play Larry sometimes. It was tough to play Larry,
right,
for me.
Wow.
But I learned a lot about myself. I learned that that I can learn as much from my children as they can from me if I just shut up and listen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But finding the common ground with them, and that's what I would say was monumental. And that's what I'd say to kids who come up at the stage door and say, well, I don't have a relationship with my dad. How do I, and I love Larry, and Larry finally found a relationship with, finally found a way to have a relationship with Evan. How would you go about, how do you think I should go about talking to my dad? I said, sit in a room with him. If I don't care if he's listening to Fox News, try to find some common ground with your dad on his level.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it works, and sometimes it just, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, completely. Yeah. My dad loves music.
Yeah.
And he loves scotch. So those 2 things.
Right?
Yeah, as I got older, I was able to connect to him because those 2 things kind of made it.
It just took 2 things, right? Yeah. And so it's a little easier to if everything goes wrong, how to kind of reset it.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
A bottle of scotch goes a long way.
Did you have your Oktoberfest moment? I don't remember. I feel like, no? Okay.
No, because what happened? I think I got a job, I was doing a job, so I had to cancel it.
That's okay. I was jazzed, but I was like, postponed till further notice.
Oh, yeah. It had to be because, what was it? I don't know. I think, it's raining out now. I love that sound. I think it was a television show I was doing. I think it was, I think it was this Dash and Lily thing. I had to be on set. So, it's not postponed until, now it's even postponed until even further. Mm-hmm. So I guess what we're going to have to do, we'll have like a pool opening party, like a pool party.
Love that.
You know what I mean?
I just got a new Speedo. I love that.
You'll be walking around in your bathing suit.
Okay, to close us out, Mr. Park, what encouraging thing would you like to give the people that are watching right now?
Oh, just take your time. This is gonna be over, and like Rachel Bates Jones said in Dear Evan Hansen, this moment is gonna seem like a very, very long time ago. Mm-hmm. Very soon. Yeah. So if we just do our part, stay inside, wash your hands, don't touch your face, wear a mask. If you have to go outside, wear a mask. Listen, if I wear a mask and you wear a mask, I protect you and you protect me. Mm. So try not to be selfish. If you have to go outside, wear your mask. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of things going on around about whether or not it's good to be wearing gloves. I wear gloves anyway. Mm-hmm. You can take them off and then wash your hands and everything. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. In the theaters, we'll figure out a way to make this work. Mm-hmm. Because the last thing I want to do, and I love you, B, I love you. But would you want to be sitting 2 feet away from me right now? No, I don't think any of us want to do that. And we shouldn't be taking this personally, people. Yeah. Don't take it personally. But just mind yourselves, please. And you're going to be okay. We're going to get through this.
We're going to get through this. That's right. Michael Park, thank you so much.
You got it.
You're amazing.
No, you're amazing. Thanks. I love being part of it.
We'll talk soon.
Please do.
Okay. Bye-bye.
The beat change. Thanks for watching.
Oh no, you really can't. Well, yeah, you can. Go get the blow dryer.
Okay.
Yep.